Hello, this is Jurgen with ACT Computers and our very first talk show here called Techtalk, and where we'll be talking about technology every week, the newest things going on in the industry. And today I also have my cybersecurity officer with me.
Hey, thanks to be here.
Cameron. Yep, so we'll be talking about a lot of different topics on the show, and we'll be having one every week where we talk about the newest trends, maybe security threats. Also, we are designing the show to be more of an entertainment type show. We're not going to go too much into details about actually working on the computer. So this is for the general public, for educational purposes, and just having lots of fun.
Not overly nerdy.
Exactly. No nerdy. Even though we're all nerds here, we're not going to do that.
Gotcha.
Okay? So what are we talking about today?
So there's a new program that's been making the headlines called Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are familiar with, the interactive phone conversations that we just jam on zero to get to the operator.
Yeah. Right.
Teachers are concerned that, this could encourage students to be cheating, and other people are concerned it could put people out of work, but it's really an awesome program.
Yeah. So let's backtrack a little bit what this is. So, we all heard about artificial intelligence, AI, for many years. Watching Star Trek, Terminator, all these different things in the movies. And, we all thought one of these days this is going to become true. And, none of that stuff's going to come true. But, the technology itself is moving so fast, especially hardware development is so great now. There are no limitations really in the hardware per se, and the software is now just catching up to it. So now we have what's called AI. It's made by OpenAI, the company, right?
Yep, OpenAI.
And it's basically a chatbot system, and the whole world's talking about it. We actually tried this morning, trying to get in our system here and trying to use the website, which is overly busy. So we actually have it running on one of our cell phones. And Cameron, you get that working?
Yeah, so we're actually using a remote desktop software to log into the phone from the computer so that we can kind of display a conversation with the robot.
Right.
Those CAPTCHAs that people have to do to prove themselves?
Right.
Identify the streetlights?
Right.
That is actually training Google's AI.
Really?
It is image label recognition.
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's amazing. Well, this came about a couple months ago, and it's open to the public, and we'll share the notes on the bottom of the video how you can sign up for this for free, but it's interesting to try out. And so we're going to show some demos today what this system can do, and we're also going to talk about the implications about this type of system. If it's good for the general public, what it's going to do in the future. People are concerned about jobs, a lot of different things, but as with everything that's new, people are always scared. When engines came out, or cars came out, people thought horses are not going to be around anymore, which obviously happened, but we still have jobs. So this is a very similar scenario, and so we're going to do a little demo here.
So let's try this one. We're going to tell it to. I always say please, just in case the AI takes over.
Oh yeah, we're trying to be polite here. So
please write a radio show script about Chat GPT.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you can see my screen on here, but we're actually asking it to, like I said, please write a radio show script about Chat GPT. And it says, intro music plays. Jurgen, welcome to WRPB. I'm Jurgen. Cameron, and I'm Cameron. Today we're going to talk about the latest and greatest world of AI, and our special guest is none other than Chat GPT. That's right, folks, Chat GPT, and it just continues. I told it earlier, a minute ago, that you're on WRPB with Cameron and Jurgen, and it is in the middle of writing an entire script for a radio show.
And it actually sounds better than we do, which is we can just go home now, right?
Yeah,
No.
hook this up to a
It's amazing.
robot. And
it is quite amazing. So, it just keeps on going and going and going. And I myself played around with this quite a bit. I had it write a detective story because my father writes books, and it came up with one actually pretty interesting. And I had it translated to English, from English to German, and it was very on point. And then I had it translated to Vietnamese, and it did that too. And it's amazing how quickly it reacts to
Right.
you. And in the past, we used to these chatbots, and they're very annoying sometimes. Nowadays when you call anybody on the phone, big companies, you're just talking to a robot and trying to get to the menu system. So here we can see a big improvement when it comes to anything like that, right?
Yeah. So back in the 40s, we started with phone automated systems and IVRs, interactive voice relays, and people just hate them.
Right.
And then, as time went on, we see it moving into firewalls and into what they call next generation firewalls, which use AI to detect things that might not have the definition of a virus, but it's behaving like it to stop it.
Right.
So that brings us to our next topic. So we just got talked to, I believe it was Farah, before we came in, and she was concerned about the implications that ChatGPT and AI could have on cybersecurity in a negative way. And I have to agree. As a cybersecurity professional, I simply asked it to write some code that would let me break into a Windows 10 computer, and boom, it spit it out with no problem.
Yeah.
But what did you ask it about network security yesterday?
Well, like I said, this is also, it has its good and its bad side, and like anything that humans invent, we have to think about, what can we use it good for, and also for that, it's also going to be able to protect networks a lot more.
Didn't it give you like a list?
It gave me a whole list. I asked it about, give me 10 points about cybersecurity on what you should be doing to protect your business, and boom, it spit them out just like that, everything on point. But let's go back to what the system actually is. It's not just old systems really just regurgitated what they have stored. It's just replaying what was saved in the past. This system is actually intelligent enough to almost kind of understand what it's talking about, and it has a way of thinking that's similar to humans, that's the scary part right there.
Right, the neural network.
Yes, so it tries to fool you. You're talking to a human being, and it already has done that. It has passed the
Turing
test, which is, Turing was professor, I believe.
Yeah.
So he came up with a test a long time ago to see if on the other side is if it's a human being or not, and this thing fooled it.
Right. And people are asking, okay, well, how is this created? And I've heard you can insult an AI programmer by telling them that AI is just applied statistics. And that's really what it is. Analyzing a ton of pictures, a ton of labeled items, and then making presumptions off of them.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. And there's also another product from OpenAI. It's called DALL-E. After the famous painter Salvador Dali, and basically you can sign up for it for free too. We'll put the description on the bottom after the video. We can sign up for it, but basically same type of system. You tell it to draw something. So I said a couple days ago, please draw me a painting of a frog on the beach eating ice cream, reading a newspaper, and it did it within a couple of seconds, and it looked good. And they gave me some more drawings just like it. So that's the crazy part. So we'll try something else here. So let's say, what should we say?
We could tell it to write a program, a rap, a song.
Yeah, we found out that it actually can write songs. So let's say, let's write a funny song about boring computer technicians.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if we can make a funny song out of it. And so he's typing it right now.
Now, if it's a good one, we're going to have to sing it later.
Yeah, well, you will be singing. So
I said,
I'll do the low notes, you do the high.
Okay. I said, please write a funny song about boring computer technicians. Let's see what it's got for us.
And there you go.
Says, there's a bunch of folks like you might not have seen working with computers day and night. It seems they're the ones who fix the glitches and bugs, but let's be real, their job is kind of bland.
Chorus. Boring computer technicians, oh so dull, fixing code and hardware, never getting full. They work behind the scenes and never get fame, but being boring computer technicians, what a shame. So it keeps going on and on and on. There's verses.
It's still going.
It is quite amazing. So, I mean, like I said, we're an IT company that's based out of Vero Beach, Florida. So a little gig for us. We have 9 technicians on staff right now. We do a lot of computer work, and so we always look at new technologies right away and see what this can do, and we can see this quite a bit changing the industry of the of software. Microsoft, they just did something right. They invest a lot of money.
Yeah, they're trying to overtake Google with this. This is going to improve their Bing search engine. How do you see our business or other businesses specifically using ChatGPT?
Well, in our type of business, we work with customer service. So when you call us, you get somebody human on the phone. They'll never change. But when it comes to tools that we use in the industry, they will probably get a lot smarter. So just like Microsoft right now is, pretty smart about it. They jumped on this bandwagon right away and said, okay, we already investors. We're going to invest a lot more money in this, a couple billion, because they are going to integrate that into the whole Office suite. So if, everybody uses Word, Excel, Outlook, and the current version already, when you get an email, it already has suggestions to you when you answer an email, saying, okay, like I got one a couple days ago, say, hey, we can't make it to this lunch appointment. And it automatically gave me a suggestion, okay, let's reschedule for next time.
Right, in Outlook, yeah.
Outlook, it already has something like that built in. But the next version of that, when they built this into Outlook on the Word and Excel, is going to be a full much more automation.
Right, so it's not like Siri, it's not like Cortana, it's a full-on virtual assistant.
Right, so you can imagine, it's like having your virtual secretary working for you in Word, saying, okay, please write this introduction letter for me, and I'll tell it what it's all about, and it will just do it.
Right, and on that topic, we do a lot of Facebook advertising, because a lot of our fan base uses Facebook or TikTok. I just simply said, please write a Facebook ad for ACT computers. And it pumped me out a 4-paragraph ad, very on point, very accurate for that. At the same time, yesterday I was writing a Word document kind of to prepare for this conversation that we're having right now. And I said, you know what? Let me see what ChatGPT has to say. I said, ChatGPT, write me a 1,000-word document about ChatGPT and cybersecurity and the potential job losses and job gains that come in the future. And it spit it right out for me. So that's why a lot of teachers are concerned, because passing the Turing test, these are natural conversations,
right?
But this could potentially replace a marketing person.
So it's a lot of cheating going on too with systems like that have to be caught. And I just saw in the news too that somebody developed basically almost like an antidote for ChatGPT that checks ChatGPT with its own AI to see if that test that's submitted is written by ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's available to colleges now.
Yeah, so they're checking each other. The AIs are checking each other to see if this document is written by them or not. Otherwise, that's completely false to do that.
Right.
And we don't condone anything like that.
No.
So, but when it comes to industry, we all have to be always look into these things. It's like, what did we start here? Eventually, I think we all know computers getting to the point where it's more a natural interaction. In the past, I come from the old days of having to boot up the machine with a big floppy disk, and nothing was automated. Now it's coming to the point where the computer is going to be more of like a natural extension of you.
Right. I think we first saw that with the Alexas and the Google Homes, where it was just
Siri,
like a conversation.
Right.
So I talked about how this could be used for marketing. Just pump out ads. Could replace your entire marketing agency for the copy. Anyway, I'm sure it could generate hashtags as well. There's also paralegals. If it's trained per state in a law office, it can offer advice on whether and pass through the information to the attorney.
Right.
But there's certain things that it's not going to be able to replace. I don't foresee for the next 25 to 50 years an AI system being able to do a doctor's job.
No.
We are getting closer with the virtual appointments, but...
I can see, and I've already been reading about that probably major insurance companies will be jumping on this and saying, okay, we're going to give you a virtual doctor online so you can get some, quick diagnosis or something, and then they'll make a real appointment. But it's anything like that. You always have to make sure you check things properly. At the end of the day, this is just a program, writing things out. There's no soul and nothing behind it that cares about anything. So and also when you start this program, it tells you right away in the beginning, right?
Right, yeah, it warns you about this. This is a testing phase. It might say some things that are offensive.
Yeah, it might
know.
be untrue, because it's not a human being behind it that just has an opinion or something like that. So, it can say anything it wants to.
Right.
There's no limit to it.
So you remember earlier we were talking about Boston Robotics,
Mm-hmm.
their machine that just looks like a human, does the construction job things. You think we'll get to a point where we'll take that physical body and combine it with this Chat GPT?
I think so. I mean, there will be a time like that. There will be maybe some robots running around.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't get to see that.
Robot garbage men.
But it's just like anything else. We just like you think about it, you're driving a car. If you think about it, your car is a robot. Okay, it has become that. It's so automated nowadays. You get the sensors everywhere that
Even Tesla.
keep on the road.
Yeah.
Self-driving or not, but that's basically a robot you're driving, and it's not just four wheels and an engine anymore. There's a lot going on in that car that's thinking for itself to keep you safe on the road. So these systems, like I said, I think there'll be a big benefit in general, but we have to kind of see where this is going. If this is going to be, it's going to take some jobs away, but it's also going to create some other jobs.
Right.
You have to maintain these systems. It cannot just be, designed to run by itself. So I think it's going to be interesting. Let's try something else. What else can we do?
Well, I was writing a bunch of programs yesterday.
Yeah, that's the amazing part. It actually can write code. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work, but you can tell it to write a program for you. So again,
And that's where humans might still have a job. Like I wrote program in a language called
Right.
C++, and some of the characters it's trying to input get transposed. You just go back and double check the code. So what's something really ridiculous or something super practical that you would run a program for?
well, let's give it some like a medical field. Let's type in, for example, no, let's just say, please write a program on how to run a doctor's office.
That runs a doctor's office?
Mhm. Let's see what it comes up with. I mean, that's a fairly complex statement, and let's see what it comes up with.
Okay.
It might be beyond its limits.
So the cool thing about this is I'm going to submit this, and then it's going to give me a first example.
I think that's going to be testing its limits, because it's a very vague question. But see, right now it's thinking, and unfortunately,
Unfortunately, writing a complete program for a doctor's office would require much more than a single text response. It would involve designing a full-fledged software application with multiple functions, features, including
Wow.
patient information, everything.
so it knows what the steps are involved, and it's limiting you, saying, okay, I'm not going to give you that, because obviously it's not going
Right.
to make a program for you.
Right.
So,
But we
yeah.
can be less generic than that, and just say, please write a program that takes in patient names, date of births, and past medical history.
Yep.
So that way we're given it a little bit more to build off of. Let's see what it says about that. I'm going to give it to it one more time because it was in the middle of writing when I said that. All right, here's a sample code in Python that takes in patient names, dates of birth, and past medical history.
Wow, look at that.
And
Actually
because
writes
we were a
right
little
now.
bit more specific about what we wanted, we didn't just throw the paint at the wall. And actually gives a
So-
patient with date of birth, name, medical history, and can retrieve the patients from the database. And then, So
Amazing.
the cool thing is we can let this run, and we're like, oh, okay, that's good. But then we can revise it. We can say, also add the ability to order patients by birthday.
All right, mine.
And it will update the program that we just wrote with that information.
Quite amazing.
Yeah.
We can obviously see the benefits of this in the future. When it comes to using our phones, we have the Google Voice or the Siri on Apple and other devices. So, those things are getting smarter and smarter and smarter. And instead of having to, talk to it in a certain way, in the future you can just talk to it like a normal human being, and it will understand you much better. That's the whole goal here.
Virtual shopkeepers. I mean, you might have a whole shop run just by automation, like Amazon does.
Yeah, let's hope let's not get to that point.
Not yet.
We like running a nice retail store. And by the way, we're almost at the end of our show. And again, my name is Jurgen with ACT Computers.
And I'm Cameron.
We'll be doing the show here every week. We'll have guests on the show, different guests, also that people in the industry that use computer technology in their business to run it successfully. And then we also have new demos to try. Next time we'll be on the air, we'll be talking about 3D printing, because that is quite an interesting topic. We're getting heavily into that. As you can see on my beautiful name badge, that's 3D printed. And how long did it take?
About an hour. Not
About
even
an hour?
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be back together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
So make sure you like and subscribe to stay up to date with not the geekiest news, but the coolest stuff that might be interesting to you.
Right. And we'd like to thank the studio, WRPB Studios, for hosting us, doing such a nice job behind the scenes here. First time we're doing this. Very happy. If you need any computers needs support, we are at 772-567-7888. We are located in Vero Beach in the beautiful ex-Kmart Plaza, which is now going to be
Tractor Supply.
Wonderful. It's finally coming, and we have a lot of equipment on the inside. You can see our background right there. That's our storefront. You're welcome to come in and do some nice shopping. And
we're going to leave the ChatGPT link in the description below.
Yes, we're going to put all kinds of stuff on the link so they can actually log in and see how it works. Again, thank you so much. Bye bye.